Hello and welcome to the top 4 Doctor Who companions. Companions have played an important role in Doctor Who from classic to new. The show still keeps the tradition of having companions. Well, we're here to celebrate the greatest, my favourites, my opinions on why they're great. I know you have your favourites, so leave your comments below. How I'm going to do this is they have to be ones that I tend to have the greatest likability and is the most helpful and useful, and why they are helpful or useful to the Doctor's adventures. So let's start our little countdown. Number 4 is Romana. There have been many companions in Doctor Who, but no one could ever match the same level of intelligence as the Doctor, unless he had to collect 6 segments of the key to time and is forced to travel with a companion who is not only from the same planet as he, but has the same intelligence as he. And you got absolute genius. With this concept makes her memorable. Sadly not as memorable as Sarah Jane Smith. Yes, she could be very helpful with the Doctor, even though sometimes she would show off. And yes, her relationship with the Doctor wasn't very good at the beginning in terms of who is the smartest, who is the more academic, etc, etc. Yes, she's helpful in terms of intelligence. It's unknown if she's smarter than the Doctor. We'll never know. The fact that you have the Doctor, Romana and K9 is like sci-fi heaven. Then K9 gets destroyed in the Key to Time series and loses his charm for a bit. What am I talking about? It's still great having someone as smart as the Doctor, and hopefully we have a companion like this in the future. And that's why she's at number 4. Our number 3 is Sarah Jane Smith. If I didn't put her in this list, there'll be Nerd Rage. Nerds coming into my house and torturing me with a mind probe. What makes this companion so likable? Actually, what makes her so popular? When you think about companions in Doctor Who, you think of Sarah Jane Smith, first appearing in The Time Warrior, starring with Jon Pertwee, which was also the first appearance of the Sontarans, or one of them in a way. In terms of personality, she's feisty and, well, was another one of those damsel in distress companions. But why was she popular amongst fans? Well, my money is on Mr. Baker. What's your money on? Comment on the description below. Again, she first appeared alongside Jon Pertwee and most memorable team up Tom Baker, then leaving in mid-season 14 in The Hand of Fear, coming back in The Five Doctors, then school reunion years later with David Tennant, and later having a successful series, what was it again? Oh yeah, Sarah Jane Adventures. But here she's a lot older and much wiser, which actually appeals to me, and that's why she's on this list. But sadly, the actress who plays Sarah Jane died of cancer. She deserves to be in this list anyway. Our number 2 is Jamie and Leela. You're probably confused about these two companions, but think about it. Apart from the fact that they're from 2 different planets and different gender and whatever, they aren't important in the slightest, kind of. Well, I mean their gender or their planet, not the companions themselves. Anyway, they were smart in different ways, but were quick learners depending on the situation. They always protected the Doctor and themselves as well as possible in different ways. They both carry knives for combat, and they both made the stories exciting. Now I know people are going to comment that they just disagree with it, but they both remind me about each other. Let's talk about Jamie McCrimmon. He's very useful. He protects his companions. He's Scottish and has a good relationship with the Doctor, and again a quick learner. Leela to me is the same, but she's more strong in terms of combat, for which she's probably known for. Probably her best scene and my favourite scene is in Horror of Fang Rock when she stabs one of the characters. It was a very funny scene. They're brave and they're slightly believable. They're at number 2. And the number 1 for best companion is Ian Chesterton. There are going to be people who are disagreeing with this, but he is my favourite. My opinion as to why Ian is the best companion in Doctor Who history. At first he's a teacher from Cool Hill School, your average guy doing his job to get paid, but he'd still probably be the average teacher in an English school had he not been concerned of a certain Susan Foreman, along with friend Barbara Wright. But anyway, in terms of likability, he's a very interesting character and has a lot of skills to his name, but I'll talk about it later. He interests me because he's a companion who is concerned of other companions, showing he cares for them a lot whenever they're in trouble. His relationship with the Doctor at first is as rocky as a boat in a pool of hot boiling lava, but they get friendly later in the series. The greatest thing about him is he is a hero. He can do action-oriented tasks and shows his skills like battling enemies in many different ways, mainly because the first Doctor was too old to do them. I first realised this epicness when I read the Crusaders book, and I was amazed when Ian was battling Elakia at the end as well as other trials and tribulations during the book. Never has a book written like this before, and that's when I discovered a companion who's not only likeable, not only the most useful of companions in many different ways, but someone you could look up to, someone you could call a hero who didn't have any powers at all, someone that you could also call a very brave man, and most of all, a role model. And no other companion I would describe as this. The word companion is someone who is an associate, as someone working with someone. Ian defines the word companion, and that's why he's my #1 best companion from the Doctor Who series. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.